Usually we begin our coverage of the annual Champlain Telephone Company, now Champlain Technology Group, Customer Appreciation Day with a flag raising by the local scouts, but they've already done it. As you can see, the crowd is rather thin right now this morning. It's a rare overcast day, but temperature is very nice. They start serving food in about an hour, so I'm sure, starting to spit rain now. I'm sure that will increase the number of folks here. They're giving out popcorn now, right now. Sign up your name, leave a name for a drawing, and they get a bag of popcorn. Dan Rochester and Tracy DeCoste over there. They're going to be providing some music. The tent is up and ready to appreciate their customers here. And even if you're not a customer, they won't throw you out. Layer 8, it's called now. Somehow that G there is supposed to look like an 8, and it does. I don't know what the layer 8 is all about, but that's the new look for the phone company. What would Edith Knapp say if she saw what was happening today? Okay, ever since we arrived here, this lady's been following me around, waving her hand, saying, when can I get on? When can I get on?
Yes, because I love getting on camera. You tried to hide, but you found me.
So finally, I'll let you get on here. Okay. And who are you?
Vicki Marking, Director of Sales and Marketing for Champlain Technology Group.
All right. You don't say marketing, Vicki Marking,
yeah,
marketing anymore.
I was going to say, it just gets too confusing for people.
What the heck is Champlain Technology Group? I've heard of Champlain Telephone, like it says on the wall back behind you.
This year's been a big year for us. So we changed our name. Actually, this January was officially when we rolled out the new name. And we decided that after all these 100+ years, it was time
1903.
It was time for a name update, just to more accurately reflect what we are doing these days. As most everybody knows, things are more based on the internet these days than telephone, although we still do telephone service too. And we just thought that making that change was a better reflection of what we're actually offering for products and services these days. But there is no change. That sign on the building is going to stay.
Okay.
We want to keep some of the history of the company too, and people are going to see, people that live in Champlain and come by here on a regular basis will see that some of the signs are going to be updated and added to, but we want to keep a lot of the history as well.
Okay, what is the layer 8? What is that all about? What does that mean?
So Layer 8 is our new subsidiary company, which is under the umbrella of Champlain Technology Group. And Layer 8 basically is a IT services company. We offer businesses of all sizes internal IT services. So basically anything that you need right down to your desktop, we can provide help with that. Your internal network, wireless, computers. Basically we will come in and make a recommendation, take a look at your internal network and make a recommendation on what things you might need and what might be helpful to basically just make your technology run smoother. And that depends a lot on the type of business and the size of the business.
You say we, so you go in there personally and...
I do on the sales side. I do. I won't be the one making the technology recommendations, but I do go in there.
That took a load off my mind.
I was just going to say, you were afraid it was going to be me working on your computer, weren't you? That won't happen, Calvin. I assure you that won't happen. I will come in and help find out like what some of the employees, me or Denise actually, will usually come in, find out what the employees within the business, like pain points that they're having. You know, maybe the wireless is slow, maybe their computer is like just painfully slow, maybe certain software programs aren't running correctly. We basically talk to the employees and find out what their sources of frustration is. Maybe you can't print to a certain printer in the building. Sometimes things that simple can be things that cause people a lot of time every day. So we do those kinds of things while our technicians are finding out what's really going on internally within the network and can make recommendations on how to fix those things.
I assume even if they aren't using your internet, you will still offer this service?
We will. That's completely separate from, even if somebody is they could be a Verizon customer, they can be a Spectrum customer. As far as our IT services go, we'll offer that to anybody, regardless of who they're using as a phone and internet provider. If you're here in the Champlain, Rouse's Point, Moores Forks, Altona footprint, we hope that you are a Champlain Technology customer as well, and we can offer both to the businesses in that area. But layer 8, what we are still doing business actually as far south right now as Saratoga. So those services can be offered anywhere and over any internet provider.
Okay. Now, we used to hear that name PrimeLink a lot. There's no more PrimeLink. Are you still associated with whoever took over for PrimeLink? What's the situation there?
Yeah, so PrimeLink was sold, it's actually just been a year. August 24th was a year.
Today's the 28th, so...
Yep, the 24th marked 1 year since we sold PrimeLink. PrimeLink was purchased by First Light Fiber, which is a regional company. Their closest offices are in Albany. And they actually took over the old PrimeLink office in Plattsburgh. And are we affiliated with them? No. We partnered with them for the first year, actually, to make sure that there was a smooth transition for our PrimeLink customers. So for the first 6 or 8 months in particular, we did a lot of introducing people to their new account rep, especially our business customers, introducing people to who their new account rep would be, making sure that people knew how to report troubles, all those kinds of things so that the transition was smoother with the sale. But at this point, with a year behind us, that transitional services agreement has ended. And so now First Light is a completely separate entity from us. And unfortunately, the PrimeLink name has kind of been completely phased out. They purchased the PrimeLink name, but they're not using it in their marketing. Everything is being rebranded to First Light.
All those people who had PrimeLink email addresses, they had to get a new email address, didn't they?
Yes, and you notice, we all, all of us who've been wearing PrimeLink Red for a lot of years and Champlain Telephone Red have been everything. This has been completely a year of change. It's been an interesting year with COVID, but then on top of that, it's been a completely, a lot of changes for us this year. It's exciting, though, and things are different. The most exciting thing, I think, is that since we have sold PrimeLink in our footprint here in the northern tier, we have really made it a concerted effort, and over the next couple of years, you're going to see a lot of changes in the infrastructure up here. We have built a lot of fiber in the last year, so a lot of people who did not have fiber internet available to them now do. And in the time that it's taking us, because of course that all takes time to continue to build out the infrastructure, we have offered upgraded internet speeds through using different equipment. So for our DSL product, we've actually been able to make the speeds faster on that as kind of a stopgap until we can get fiber to those people. And if people don't know about fiber internet, there's some people that doesn't mean anything to. It's just a much better quality infrastructure. It basically allows you to go to whatever speed you want, which as more and more people need broadband, right, and then more things are run over the internet, everybody's going to need that. So eventually we want to be 100% fiber within our footprint. It's going to take us years to get there, but we want to keep adding a little, and we have a plan to do that now. So that's all exciting stuff.
Fortunately, there is some subsidies that are helping to make all this happen. So
yes, so the federal government fortunately is recognizing that, broadband is, and the state, broadband is a needed thing. You need broadband just as much as you need electricity these days. And so we're actually partnering with a grant program right now to try to, we would put in some of the money, but then there would be some money coming from the state of New York to be able to make some upgrades in the short term. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that happens.
So are you only, let's see if I'm understanding this correctly, you're only providing internet service now in your Champlain Telephone Company footprint.
That is correct.
So you're not offering it in Plattsburgh or Glens Falls? Or
Nope, that is correct.
That's all gone?
So we are focusing as far as our telephone and internet service. Right now we are just offering that in what has been our traditional 100-year footprint. The IT services we can offer anywhere, and of course that doesn't require infrastructure to be able to do. And, years down the road, things could change, the business could change again, but for right now, that's what our focus is.
Yeah, you're in a business that changes. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, every year. When I'm standing here, I don't know what I might be saying next year, because it does. And actually, that's what makes it exciting and fun is, technology.
But you have to learn all this stuff before you can explain it to other folks.
It is, yep. It keeps things interesting though.
Ever sit back and say, I got it, now I can relax for the next 2 years?
No, you don't ever do that in this business. You just keep learning and growing and making sure that you understand it enough to be able to talk to people about it and find the right people who are experts in the field to make it happen. That's something else, if you don't mind, too. I want to mention. I don't if you notice, but we have hiring signs around. Oh. And I know a lot of people right now are looking for good employees. We are too, because one of the other things that I haven't talked about yet is one of the other parts of our business that we're really growing is our construction support services. So when you see the guys out working on the telephone lines here in the footprint, we are now doing that for other telephone companies and other internet service providers. And we've really ramped up, which is why we have some of the trucks on display and everything today. We've really ramped up those services and added a number of employees to be able to offer those services for some of these grant programs, because there are a lot of telephone companies throughout New England, actually, who are looking to build fiber throughout their footprint. And we have the staff to be able to go out and do that. So we right now have people that work for Champlain Technology Group that are actually working out in Vermont and down south as far as like Argyle and Salem, New York, like some remote locations where they're putting fiber up right now, and our crews are actually making that happen. So we're continuing to expand that part of the business because we see that there's going to be a lot of need for it over the next at least 5 years. And they're willing to train. So I think Calvin, we've been a good employer over the last 100 years. And
118. Yeah,
we've been looking to bring more people into the Champlain Technology Group family and get them trained, and especially if they don't mind working out of town. Like, obviously we always have work here at home, but then we also have,
you gotta have those people
that are willing to travel and do work, possibly in Vermont and New Hampshire. We'll see. Right now we have a couple of jobs in Vermont, so that's kind of exciting and different. So that's another piece of the business that we're growing. And that actually, the construction support services is actually under the Layer 8 umbrella, so that's part of what we do as Layer 8. So we just launched our new website too. I did that this week.
Wow.
This week.
I have to visit that as soon as I get home.
Yeah.
When you pointed in that direction, the other side of Judy over there, I thought maybe you were going to show the garage sale or the yard sale items that you have here that you donate to charity every year.
I was going to say.
And I'm just wondering if there's any old Champlain Telephone Company shirts or PrimeLink shirts in there since you don't need them anymore.
I was going to say, we actually kind of joked about how they were going to be, collector's items at this point, right? Because we've had a couple of different logos over the years and color schemes, and so to my knowledge, there's nothing in the garage sale, but there could be.
There is. You'd be the first one over there.
I was just going to say, I think I have enough of my own, but but yeah, that is a piece of this event that we have always kept, is participating in the Champlain Townwide Garage Sale, and our employees bring in garage sale items, donate them, and we always pick a charity every year to donate our garage sale proceeds to. This year we're doing all of the local food shelves within the footprint. And we'll do that. We're actually selling 50/50 raffle tickets today as well. And we do a free lunch, so if anybody leaves we put out a couple tip jars for the employees, and all of our tips go to the charity too.
Does the employees know that?
Yeah, yes, they do. They do. Actually, and we have 19 employees here today working, which is pretty nice. I mean, that's like a third of the company, so kind of a nice thing for us as well.
I saw that old timer Bev Lamberton and at the honor flight this morning in Plattsburgh, and she said she's going to be here. So.
She is. I was going to say, she's here. She's in customer service.
Sitting down somewhere.
I was going to say, well, actually, Bev's probably running around somewhere. 50 plus years she has now.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Bev is, I think, she's going to correct me probably. It's either 52 or 53 years she's been working here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago. Now you add a couple decades to that, and you get some elderly person there, don't you?
I was going to say, I have a decade on here now. I mean, I've been here 11 years
when she
now.
started work, she was a couple of decades beyond that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, anything else, Vicki, we should know about besides your new, what color is that anyway? I have to know.
Well, so our colors are actually our purple and teal. So like the cars behind
that's
you.
Purple?
Well, it is, but it's this purple. So it's a plum. It's a dark plum color.
Plum.
And teal are our new colors. And
I wondered why that G looked so much like an 8, so now I know.
I was going to say, and so that's the tie-in is between CTG, Layer 8. That's how we've always wanted the two companies. When we had Champlain Telephone and PrimeLink, we always wanted the two companies to like kind of match and go together, and we tried to keep that same idea, like being in the same family of companies, because our employees share duties between the two companies, and we wanted them to fit together, and that seemed like a perfect way to fit the two companies together.
Put on your Layer 8 hat, because that's where you're working right now.
Exactly. Yeah, and so people should, both of our Champlain, what was our Champlain Telephone website has been completely updated to Champlain Technology Group. People can check that out. And we have very active social media for Champlain Technology Group. So if people aren't following us on Facebook or Instagram, or actually we have a company LinkedIn page, I'd encourage them to do that. And then we just launched the Layer 8 website this week, which is just thelayer8.com, all spelled out, thelayer8.com. So you can find out a little bit. It's EIGHT spelled out. So, yeah.
We're going to have a national anthem. All right, so we're going to stop talking to Vicki and pay our attention here to Tracy DeCoste.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattler, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right.
Thank you.
Tracy DeCoste. Half an hour ago, she said she wasn't going to sing the anthem, but I guess Danny talked her into it. Anything else that I should be hassling you about here? You always put up with me. I appreciate that.
Oh, no. Thanks for being here, Calvin. We appreciate it. No, I don't think so. Like, hopefully we'll, we had to take a year off actually from this event like everybody else for COVID. We're happy to be back, hoping for a good turnout today and get to talk to some of our customers today.
All
So,
right. And maybe give them some answers they've been looking for.
exactly.
Thank you. Vicki Marking, Sales and Marketing Director for Champlain Technology.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to wrap it up here. We have a few other places and a few other things we have to do today. It's a busy day in the North Country for us. And we always want to stop in here and help the former phone company, now Technology Group, to commemorate their annual event. It's slightly before 11. Starts serving food at 11, so it's going to get very busy here. If people do appreciate the phone company and do show up at this annual event. So, thanks for watching. This is viewer supported Hometown Cable. And we're going to wrap it up and move on.